So you have these cyanogenic glycosides, and these exist in things like cassava root, which is a very important root, which we'll talk about. Also almonds and bitter almonds. They respond to damage. And so once you're chewing an almond or a bitter almond or cassava, that will release this cyanide. So it's normally not in the tissue just when it's being damaged, right? So this is a defense mechanism. The cassava root, there's bitter and there's sweet. The sweet, or both of them combined, account for the third most important source of calories in the tropics, and is the primary source of calories for over 500 million people in the world. So this is a very important source of calories, and it contains cyanide. The bitter cassava will kill you if you eat it, the amount of cyanide that it has in it. So it has to be specially processed. And they grow the bitter cassava because if they have a problem with herbivores coming around eating their crops, well, they're not gonna eat this one because it'll kill them, right? And so that has to be specially processed, but it doesn't get rid of all the cyanide in it. And so long-term exposure to even low-grade cyanide can cause serious thyroid and neurological damage, and quite seriously. And so we don't have that really as a staple here, but people do eat almonds, and people don't realize that 400 to 800 grams of almonds can be a lethal dose of cyanide in an adult. And yet we give this stuff to kids and sell it in grocery stores, which I think is wild, right? And then there's bitter almonds, which are just the inside of like a peach pit or stone. You crack that open, it looks like a little shriveled up almond. That's very bitter because there's a lot of cyanide in it. And one or two of those, chewed up, crushed up, will release that cyanide, can be a lethal dose of cyanide in an adult.